Hey there, this is LaQuita with QuitabugHandmaids.com, and thank you so much for joining me today. I am excited to share the second feature of January Club Quitabug. I will be spotlighting the Picture Perfect Birthday Stamp Set. I absolutely love this set, and this actually, the entire suite, jumped out at me when I first saw the new Occasions catalog, so I knew I had to feature this stamp set. So let's go ahead and take a look at the free card kit, and I'll give you all the details about Club Quitabug as we go. Okay, so here is a close-up of that Picture Perfect Birthday stamp set. Really great stamp set, and there's also a couple of two-step stamp images in here and a lot of really fun sentiments. You don't have to restrict yourself to just birthdays with this stamp set. You can use this to celebrate a lot of different occasions. So if you open up your 2018 Occasions catalog to page 4 and 5, the Picture Perfect Party is the very first suite that you'll see in the catalog. I absolutely love this suite. It's so bright and colorful, and there's a lot of really great coordinating products that go along with the suite. So you've got the stamp set. You also have these 4 ink spots, which I am going to be using these colors in the free card kit. So if you wanted to purchase the collection of ink spots, you could do that, or you could purchase the full-size pads, whichever works best for you. So you've got the ink spots, then you've also got a cardstock pack back here. You've got the birthday mini binder clips. These are super cute. You've got the 6x6 paper pack. Absolutely love this paper. You've got the simple stripes textured embossing folder, and this Picture Perfect paper ribbon is actually not going to be available. There were some production issues with getting that manufactured, so we're no longer offering this paper ribbon. All right, so don't forget, in order to receive your free card kit in the mail from me, all you have to do is place a minimum $35 order in my online Stampin' Up! Store. That is $35 before tax and shipping. Make sure you use the host code that I've placed here on the screen. That code tells me you're wanting to receive this free card kit in the mail from me. Remember, if your order is $150 or more, do not use that host code, because you will become your own hostess and earn Stampin' rewards. So you want to make sure that you earn those, and you will still be able to receive this free card kit in the mail from me. Also, I would recommend, it is celebration right now, so I would recommend giving your order a little boost up to $50 instead of $35, so that you can, in addition to earning the free card kit from me, you can also choose a free celebration item out of this catalog. It's just worth it to bump it up that extra few dollars and get a second freebie. And then when you get your free card kit in the mail from me, remember, it'll come packaged nicely for you. There will be no stamped images included. That's why you need the stamp set. But you will have enough consumable materials to make one of each of the projects for the featured free card kit. And then there are envelopes included, as well as a full color PDF at the back that has all of the measurements for each project, as well as a full supply list, so that you can recreate these projects in the future and order any additional supplies that you might need. So as I mentioned earlier, you could order the little collection of Stampin' Spots that coordinates with this suite, or if you'd prefer the large ink pads, or maybe you already have the large ink pads, I'm featuring Peekaboo Peach, Berry Burst, Bermuda Bay, and Pool Party. So those 4 colors are included in the Stampin' Spots, but I'm also going to be using Lemon Lime Twist as well, so you'll want this ink pad too. And here are the 3 projects featured in the free card kit. So let's go ahead and get started creating these cards. All right, so I've got my supplies here for card number 1, and there is also a little strand of our black mini sequin trim in there, so you'll need this to add some black sequins to your projects, so just set that aside. All right, so I'm going to start by taking out this little stitched circle that is in the kit for you, and I'm going to stamp in my Lemon Lime Twist ink, and I'm going to stamp that happiest of birthdays to you. So I'll just ink that up, stamp that right in the center. Right there looks good. Then I'm going to come in with that Berry Burst ink pad and stamp the little sprinkles from that stamp set. Put a little cluster of sprinkles here at the top. A few right here, and then another set right down here. Perfect. So I'm going to take that little strand of sequins here, and I'm just going to pull off 3 of them. to add to this card. So you just can pull them right off of the little strand. Then I'm just going to bring in my fine tip glue, and I'm going to put the tiniest little dot of glue in between the little stamped sprinkles, just like that. Recap this. Then I'll just pick up each one of these sequins and lay it right in that little glob of glue. Okay, so now I'm going to take these pieces here. So I've got some designer paper from that Picture Perfect designer series paper stack, and this is actually the same piece of designer paper. I just cut off a little from the bottom and flipped it over just to add some fun interest there. And I'm going to adhere this onto this basic black piece just like that. So I will just use my fast fuse to do that. Okay, so now I've got that on there, and then what I'm going to do is just cut off a length of this Bermuda Bay ribbon and wrap it around. Then I'll just take my lemon lime twist card base, fold this up, give it a nice crease. Okay, and then I'll go ahead and add this layer onto the front of my card. And I'm going to put this off to the left-hand side right about here. Isn't that cute? I love it. Alright, so I've just adhered my stamped layer onto my basic black scalloped circle here, and I've popped some dimensionals there on the back, and I'm just going to put this right about here on my card. Okay, that looks good. And then I'll take the rest of this Bermuda Bay ribbon, this is the mini chevron ribbon, and I am going to tie this in a bow. A very simple bow. All right, so my bow is ready, and I'm just going to put a couple of glue dots on the back here, and then I will just stick that on right there. There we go. Okay, and that finishes up card number 1. Let me just bring in my original, and there we go. Isn't it so cute? Love it. Alright, so I've got my materials here for card number 2. So I'm going to start with these 2 pieces of Whisper White. So you've got a larger piece and then a little bit smaller piece. So you want to take the larger piece and your Bermuda Bay ink pad and go ahead and stamp the sentiment that says, "Today we celebrate wonderful, brilliant, fabulous you." So ink that up, and you want to stamp that off to the left, so center that up. I'm going to stamp it right about here. Okay, right about there, that looks good. Leave out your Bermuda Bay, we're going to use that again. I'm going to set this to the side, and I'm going to bring over this smaller piece and my Pool Party ink pad. And then I'm going to also bring in my Stampin' Up! Piercing mat. You're going to need that to get a good stamped image because we're going to stamp the little noisemakers. And those little pieces, I found they stamped better if you had the piercing mat. So I'm just going to ink up the solid image here in that Pool Party. And I'm going to stamp it 3 times. Okay, just like that. Then in my Bermuda Bay, I'm going to stamp this little polka dot image right on top. And then there's also a striped one. And then the third one, I'm going to leave plain. Now I'm going to bring in my Berry Burst ink pad and stamp this little fringe piece. Just add that little fringe right about there. Okay. And then lastly, I'm going to stamp in Peekaboo Peach, the little piece that unrolls, the little paper piece that that rolls out, and it actually has two little notches that you slip right into the fringe piece. Just line that up and that little fringe right about there. And right about there. Okay, so there we've got our cute little noisemakers. So what you want to do now is take your paper snips and hand cut each of these out. So I'm just going to use my snips and cut, leaving a very thin white border. This doesn't have to be perfect hand cutting, but I'm just leaving a very thin white border, and I'm going to go around each of these and get them all cut out. And I'm moving my paper versus my scissors. You just get a better look when you do that. All right, so I've got each of these all cut out, and I'm just going ahead and adding some mini dimensionals to the back because I'm gonna pop these up on the finished card. All right, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this little piece of designer paper. This is from that same paper pad. Love all of the different patterns. And I'm gonna add this on to my layer here, but I wanna leave a little tiny bit of the white showing, just a little bit like that. And then I'm gonna take my lemon lime twist ribbon and wrap it around in the center like so. All right, so I've got my ribbon adhered on. Now I'm gonna take my Berry Burst card base, give it a nice crease, and we'll go ahead and add this on using Fast Fuse. I'm just gonna add that on over here off to the left. I'll leave a little bit of a border in the center. There we go. Then I'm going to bring in my Berry Burst ink pad and the little, I don't know, they're like little asterisks. I'm going to bring that in and I want to stamp that off to the side here. So I'm going to ink this up and I'm just going to stamp 3 columns of this little image, just like that. Then I'm going to add a little bit of scrap paper down here because I want to make the line a little bit longer, or the column longer, without stamping on the rest of my cardstock. Okay. There we go. So we've just got that little detail on the side like that. All right, so I've got the backings off of my little mini dimensionals here. I'm going to go ahead and start adding my noisemakers on. Just put that one there. Let's see. Yeah. Put this one going this this direction, like, oh, like that. Just like that. And then this last one going this way, just like that. Super cute. All right, and that finishes up card number 2, and I went ahead and added 5 of those little black mini sequins on there, and I'll bring in my original, and there it is. All right, so now I've got my pieces for card number 3, the last and final card in the kit. So let's go ahead and take out this piece of Whisper White that comes in the kit, and then I'm gonna take my Berry Burst ink pad, and we're gonna stamp the Cue the Confetti sentiment here. So I'm just gonna ink that up. And you want to stamp that in the top left-hand corner. So I'm going to stamp it right about here, Cue the Confetti. So again, that doesn't have to be for a birthday. That could be for a lot of different things. Next, you've got these 3 Whisper White scallop circles, and I used our new scallop circle punch. This is the 1 3/8 inch punch. This is in the Occasions catalog. There's also a smaller scallop punch in there as well. So on those little scallop circles, I'm going to be stamping the little bow image. Now this image is a 2-step stamp image. So you're supposed to stamp off and stamp this part first, and then add this part to the center. I actually like the bow plain, so you can do it however you want to. I'm gonna go ahead and just stamp this image only, but it's up to you. So I'm gonna start first by stamping in Lemon Lime Twist, and I'll just stamp that in the center of my scallop. And I am using my piercing mat again just to get a really nice impression of this image, so you can see how well that stamped out. And it's supposed to be a little gift bow. I love that. And then I've just got my Stampin' scrub here because I'm going to stamp this image in 3 different colors. So I want to make sure that I'm cleaning my stamp in between. So now I'm going to go ahead and stamp it again in Peekaboo Peach. Looks good. And lastly, I'm going to stamp this in Bermuda Bay. Alrighty. Alright, so I'm going to take my fast fuse and go ahead and adhere these to the little basic black circles. For the card base, I've got a piece of Whisper White Thick, and this piece will actually come scored for you just because it is so thick. You really need to use a scoring tool to score that. So I've already pre-scored that piece for you. And then you've got a piece of Peekaboo Peach, which I have embossed using that Simple Stripes embossing folder featured in this suite. So you can use whichever side you want. This is the debossed side, and you can see it kind of goes in, or you can use the raised embossed side. I'm going to use the raised embossed side. So I'm just going to add some fast fuse, and be generous with your fast fuse. Since this is an embossed piece, you don't want it to lift from your project. So I'll just center this up onto the front of the card, right about there. Okay. Now I'm going to take this piece of designer paper and add it to the center here of my Whisper White. You can see it's got some cookies on the back. I'm going to use the confetti side. Put that, let's see, put that right about here. There we go. Then you've got a piece of Berry Burst ribbon in the kit as well. So I'm just going to take that ribbon and flip it over and center it up and add it onto that piece of designer paper. So I've got that added on with just some regular Scotch tape. And then again, I'm going to be pretty generous with my adhesive, and I'll add this onto my embossed layer. Just center that up. And then for my little bows, I'm just going to go ahead and add some dimensionals onto those. So I'll just do 2 dimensionals onto the back of each of these. And the reason I'm doing 2 is so that it doesn't just stick to the ribbon only. I want it to stick to the cardstock as well. So let's see, I'm going to do the Lemon Lime, actually I'm going to start by putting the center one down. So I'm going to do the Peekaboo Peach in the center. So I'm not going to press yet, I'm just going to put it down. Then I'll do Bermuda Bay. That's not lined up. Bermuda Bay. And then the Lemon Lime Twist over here. Let me just get this nice and straight and centered. Okay, once you think you've got them where you want them, go ahead and give it a press. All right, and then I went ahead and also added 3 of those little black sequins on, and that finishes up the 3rd and final card. And here's the original. All right, so that finishes up this free card kit. I hope that you guys enjoyed these projects. And remember, all you have to do to receive your free Picture Perfect birthday card kit in the mail from me is place a minimum $35 order in my online Stampin' Up! Store. That's $35 before shipping and tax. Make sure you use this hostess code that I've placed right here on the screen. That tells me you're wanting to receive this free card kit. Just don't use the hostess code if your order is $150 or more, because you'll earn hostess rewards for that. And I don't want you to miss out on those hostess rewards, but you will still get the free card kit in the mail from me. So Picture Perfect birthday, here's that stamp set again. And remember, I would suggest bumping your order up from $35 to $50 so that you can choose a free item in the celebration catalog. There are so many amazing items in here this year, so you definitely want to get that extra freebie in addition to your free card kit. So thanks again, you guys. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment below on the video or email me at quitabughandmaids@gmail.com. And I'll be back with you again soon with another tutorial. Thanks again. Bye now.